Hello and welcome to another update video about BTC. On the Bitcoin chart, I am tracking here a potential reversal pattern. So the pattern itself has not really changed. So we are still watching for the start of a fifth wave to the upside. It might have started already, as you know, but really from a daily chart point of view, what we need to see is a 5-wave move up to confirm that further. By the way, I will in detail. I will upload a video today, a bit later today, to our main channel, MCO Global, where I discuss the daily chart really in detail, in a lot of depth. I talk a little bit about tactics, strategies as well. So if you're interested in that, make sure that you follow. You can do it completely for free, of course, here on YouTube. Follow the MCO Global channel. That's our main channel. Some of you might not know that it exists, but there will be a Bitcoin video maybe in the next couple of hours. Maybe a little later, but it will happen today, where I talk about the daily chart in a lot of depth. So check it out. The link to that channel is in the description. There's a lot of other valuable content as well. So, but yeah, so I don't want to talk too much about the daily chart. You can check out that video later today. But just so that you understand the context, obviously, we're watching for a 5-wave move up. Then ideally a 3-wave pullback should form a higher low. And then from there, the C wave up should happen in a bullish count. That's the bullish scenario A, B, C. That might subdivide further into a more detailed ABC structure. For example, it could be that this is A, B, C. This will only be the larger A wave. We'll have to see where we arrive. If then the next pullback is corrective, it could be one more setup higher. So that's what we're tracking. So still tracking the same patterns. Support levels are holding. The trend line got broken, but we are moving in this wedge pattern. But even in this wedge, ideally, the price could push higher to maybe 90,300 or so, 90,400 to reach that red trend line. And then we need to see at some point this will break. Usually they break to the downside. They don't have to, but seems likely that we'll get a break to the downside at some point. Question is, will that happen only in wave 4? You know, could there just be a wave 4 pullback and then we get that final wave 5 to the upside? Or is the wave A going to be a 3-wave move? That can always happen. A waves can be 3-wave movements, so be prepared for that as well. So there's a lot still that is very, very questionable here. The main problem with that is that we're dealing with structures where we cannot rely on the development of a 5-wave pattern, because we're dealing with a larger degree diagonal pattern from the August low, and that means that the move up in wave 5 could just be an ABC structure. Yeah, there's a lot still in motion, but hey, let's take a look at the smaller time frame. And what we can see here on the smaller time frame is this pattern from the 11th of March low, which I'm labeling as an ending diagonal pattern, so that this fifth wave up is a diagonal after a larger, sorry, not the fifth wave up, the A wave. I'm talking about what we're now doing. We're just zooming into this. So, and I'm talking about that A wave. It's actually a leading diagonal, sorry. Let's go back. Yeah. So anyway, it's a diagonal pattern and it's a 5-wave move. That's at least what we are tracking. And you see it in white shown here. So we have a wave 1, we have a wave 2, and the third wave could be in the making as an A, B, C structure. That would be wave 3. Then we want to see wave 4 and wave 5. So this is what we are tracking for a potential 5-wave move up. As you can see, we are probably in the late stages somehow. And there could, however, be, and that would be best, one more high to complete circle wave C of 3, then another 4 and another 5. So overall, ideally this lands somewhere maybe around 93 to 94K. That would be ideal. Yeah? So like one more high to complete circle wave C of 3, then wave 4, then wave 5. Circle wave 3, I mean, minimally I'd expect it to get to 91,245. Ideally a little higher. But the subwave structure doesn't really allow for much higher. We'll see. If we get a pullback then in wave 4, in wave 4 afterwards, well, the target for that wave 4 pullback, it will depend a little bit on where the third wave forms a top, but that could be quite a substantial wave 4, maybe targeting around 83K. Yeah? Often that B wave low within wave 3 could be targeted before we go higher. So I actually need to shift, even though they are just placeholders, but it would be more like here probably, yeah. So that's just something to keep in mind. So after the next high, if we get it, which is a big if, but hopefully, then afterwards the price could form quite a substantial pullback. Now, important here, we're still in a range. Fibonacci support is important between 86,192 and 87,534. This is Fibonacci support, it's still holding. We can say that in the white scenario, this might still morph into a WXY structure, but a WXY already means that it did not complete cleanly as an ABC. That's potentially bullish, or maybe it morphs into this orange count, which I've added earlier today just to highlight how a direct breakout would look like. Anyway, from this support zone, I'd like to see an upside reversal. At the moment, it seems likely we're going to test that resistance again here, around 88,400. A push above it could finally send us to 89,657 next. This would be next resistance. Then there's also resistance around 90,283. These are the two next resistance levels I am watching. Yeah, but overall, this is a range at the moment. And please note that if this really is a wave 4, there can be a lot of fake outs in wave 4 corrections. A lot of fake outs. Now, for the orange count, which just shows the direct breakout, yeah. And by the way, in both, I'm looking for higher. The question is just, do we test it once more, that support area? The price has reacted already twice to that support area. Please note that there are often fake outs in wave 4s. And also please note that the wave 4 could easily be done already. That would be the orange count, because the wave 4 was quite sharp. The wave 2 was sideways. That's the guideline of alternation. I don't see it work out in practice a lot, this guideline of alternation. It just means that if wave 2 is shallow, sideways, wave 4 is sharp. So maybe in this case it applies. It's just a guideline from original Fibonacci guideline. I don't use it very often because it's a guideline from textbooks. I honestly, I don't see it work out in practice a lot. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if the price can break out above this next resistance zone here. I'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. And also, as I said, make sure that you follow us on our main channel, MCO Global. I'll link it in the comment section. You'll find it pinned there. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.